unassuming picture taken off the shores of Antarctica, perhaps the most important photograph ever taken in human history. Stick around, I'll explain more. This man's name is George Rayner, and he's a biologist. And he unknowingly possibly took the most important picture in human history while he was down in Antarctica exploring whales. There is a large faction of people that believe what he captured here beyond the ice wall is actually the edge of our known world, the firmament. And that might sound crazy to you, but I'm going to provide you with some evidence that might make you think it's not so crazy. Let's first get a point of reference by looking at this Go-Fast rocket that was launched from Arizona that went straight up and at about 72 miles.
72 miles up, same as it says in the encyclopedia.
A barrier of some sort. And if we are potentially living under a dome and we look at Arizona, it would be closer to the highest part of the dome. So 72 miles here would lead to a lower resting dome down towards Antarctica. And when you scour the internet and you find encyclopedia information pre-NASA, this is what you find.
I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. We're going to flip to the Antarctica from 1958 before the Antarctic Treaty says the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east.
Wow.
When they returned to New Zealand, these
that's
flights
just
proved
good TV.
the inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south.
So 72 miles high. When you get closer to Antarctica, as in New Zealand and Australia, 13,000 feet is where they're saying the dome is, which is about 3 miles. So going from 72 miles down to about 3 miles. At some point, it seems like that is going to connect to the known grounds. And when you colorize this photo and look at it closer and compare what that looks like to the ripples of water, they look almost identical. And when you look at other photos from this man's camera, you see it's not just a phenomenon caused from the camera or the type of photography or even the lens, but it is very specific to this area here beyond the glacier or ice wall or whatever.
Beyond the ice wall.
It's specific
to the blue sky
background. So like I said in the beginning, is this photograph potentially the most important photograph that has ever been
which
taken
is why I'm
in
showing
modern
it.
history?
And showing it
And
as a specific
do the shape of
thing.
rainbows actually reflect the fact that we are in fact living under a dome. God's special dome that he created to protect us from Lord knows what else is out there, because I think we're living in a little anthole in a much, much bigger flat realm. Oh, and I didn't even mention the fact that when you take a different perspective, you see what this mountain actually is.
He's showing it looks like a face, like a giant of a titan or something.
Yeah, but as always, you guys know I'm just joking. I know that's probably just the fact that the camera couldn't adjust
Actually, I could probably do that sitting down like that.
It's not actually frozen water, and we're not actually under a dome. We live on a globe spinning 400,000 miles per hour hurling through the universe. Of course, entertainment purposes. Have a great day.
Entertainment. All right. Excellent. Now, we'll do a little musical interlude, I guess, or whatever. No, I'm still looking up. Still going there. Whoa. Back that off. Just a little musical interlude there. I'll set that back down there. All right, now let's carry on here. We have the most important picture ever. Well then, let's carry on in the same vein. And go with the next one that I think is important after that. These ones, you got it down to a minute in these ones. All right. Well, I'm just going to go to the... Here, wait. Look at that with you there. Still not quite high enough. There we are. Oh, there's that glitter. All right. I'll get rid of that glitter. Well, it's difficult to get that to just go like that, eh? All right, that's enough mucking around with it. Okay, so I can see these. Yeah, you can see the titles almost. That is a Whizzle Wazzle. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know if I did that the best or not. Now, right now, I just want to show you the Show you about the firmament. Now I want to show you about the ice wall. Oh, taking such a long. Oh, then it gives you a chance to check out the titles and check out this guy. I dig him. We're King of Hogan. You see, when somebody does a lot, it makes it hard to get where you're going. Oh, let's keep on going through here until we find one that looks good. Tony Hawks and Gates. Interesting. Yeah, I can put my stuff away. Are you fearless? Brian Cunningham. There are a few of these that I've seen that I'm really. Fake Beach Pete. Yeah, that ain't real. Alright. LeBron. Who's Liberty? Heaven's Real. Angel Revelations. Priscilla Kirk. Buzz Armstrong. Giant Truth, Black Hole. Britt Monroe. Brittany Monroe. For members, I'll give you this one because you ain't going to be able to see this one normally. So that makes it the good one to show. Hey. Pardon me, folks. I'll just fix that up for you. You spent this long with me and thought, hey, am I going to get something out of that? Yeah. We're showing you the members only video. Yeah, fix that glare too.
Hello, my beautiful, open-minded, lovely souls. I don't know how to do this one, if I'm being honest, because there's so much, and I think I just need to take you chronologically through my journey, and that's Marilyn Monroe, and that's Britney Spears. So we're starting at the end, but we're going back to the beginning. Back to the beginning where all it took was me seeing that Andy Warhol painted this very well, maybe his most famous painting of Marilyn Monroe, and me knowing how they operate even a year and a half ago. And I knew it hit me immediately. And well, I'm going to take
Andy Warhol.
Let you watch this video, and I'm just for any of you that haven't seen it. Any Marilyn Monroe fans out there? Well, if you are, and you want to remain one, I wouldn't keep watching. You see, I had a documentary playing in the background on the TV as I was doing my research, and Andy Warhol crossed the screen, and I took a closer look. And then I said, if there is anyone ever that is a character,
yeah,
I'm looking at him. And at first I thought that has to be
Andy
George
Warhol.
McFly
Everyone.
playing Andy Warhol. But then I remembered that George McFly actually did play Andy Warhol in the Doors movie. That's a funny symbol. But This
It is a
character
phone.
looked awfully
You
feminine.
can talk
So I
to
started
God
doing
with
my
it.
research
But
on good old Andy Warhol.
I haven't
It
got
wasn't
anything to
long
say.
before I remembered he was very famous for a Marilyn Monroe painting. And then my next step was to check the numbers. Did they line up? Did she die around the same time that Andy Warhol became famous? And would you imagine that? She passed away in 1962.
Domino's Pizza delivers. 1, 2, 3.
But you couldn't ever imagine that this face could become this face. Could you?
1,
Maybe
2.
when you look at them,
1,
there's a
red
chance.
and blue.
Wait,
1
what if I
and
told
2.
you I found my
Law of 1.
smoking gun?
2
Would you
dots.
still not believe that they're
3
one
and 3.
Well, I'm going to show you. But first, I want you to get your mind right and clear it completely and allow the possibilities to just flood in, and don't be held prisoner by what you think you've always known. Let's take a look. Now, like I said, these faces couldn't possibly be the same, right? I mean, there would be clear, obvious answers to that. Like that, we would see that, right? Well, what if they just decided to remove that? There would have to be other things, right? Like, I don't know, two very clear and distinct dots on her face, and two very clear and distinct dots on his face in the exact same place. And I haven't even told you my favorite part of this yet. As I was researching, as I often do, I put some sort of TV program on in the background just for some background noise. And on this day, I chose Seinfeld, and I literally went through and just picked a random episode. And as I was researching this exact thing, this is what came on the TV.
The guy slept with Marilyn Monroe. He's a Dinky Donuts.
It was just a little gift from the big guy upstairs letting me know I was on the right track. Because synchronicities aren't coincidences. They're signs from above. They're letting you know that you're nosing around in the right direction. And I almost forgot to point out how identical their noses are. But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes. I know that Marilyn Monroe just happened to die the same year that Andy Warhol came on the scene. Total coincidence. And that her most distinguishable feature just happens to be in the exact same place, a scar from something that looks like it was removed. And this most certainly is not them just rubbing the truth right in our face. Definitely not. It's just he thought Marilyn Monroe was a great subject to paint. Entertainment only. Knowing that, and then seeing this footage from Early Death Becomes Her, where they're talking about fake deaths, and they have Andy and Marilyn together in the same scene, it just confirmed it more for me. And well, not too long after I did these videos, all the nonsense about Britney Spears being held hostage, cloned, and all the nonsense. So I went looking for Britney, and I found her. And well, done a video on it, so I'm going to again let you guys watch that to make sure you're all caught up before I get to the surprise ending. Well, not a surprise for you guys. Oops, I did it again. I figured out the real reason there was so much conspiracy questions going around about Britney, like how her eyes shifted, like it seemed like that was just a filter being used to have someone else act as Britney. You know, kind of like they did with Paul McCartney, original Paul. I mean, look at those chins. Those aren't the same chins because those aren't the same people. Just like those aren't the same people. Original Britney, new day Britney. That's not the same. Look at the chins. Butt chin, round chin, angled chin. Noses are different. Teeth are different. You don't go from perfect teeth and you don't want to replace those to get like angled, not so perfect teeth. They're different people. Just like bone structure isn't changed. You don't go from curvature in your hips that actually looks like a woman to straight, narrow hips. That doesn't happen. You see, you may not realize this, but they do this type of role switching in and out all the time. Where's the real Britney? Where is she? Did she die? Is she gone? You see, I've been trying to get to the bottom of all this nonsense and her being locked at her house and all that. That's a cover to not make you realize that she's just switched roles herself. But we'll get to where this Britney went in a second. Because I want to ask you if you know how they found the new Paul McCartney. They had a look-alike contest, and then they used the look-alike that looked most like him and replaced him. Well, do you know there are Britney impersonators and look-alikes all over the place? That one looks an awful lot like her, especially the new one. But I can't take full credit on this one because I had a subscriber friend named Kelly say, "Hey Tyler, you should check this person out. I think she resembles Britney an awful lot." And well, if you're a subscriber, I try to always give you the time of day. And I did. And well, I saw it right away. That's Emily Van Camp.
Check those stuff I showed my
Van
dog.
Camp, which sounds like a made-up last name, which they did. Have you ever heard of the Silver Spear Camper Company? You know, the Silver Spear
the silver
van
cord.
that is really great for off-road camping. But clearly, that's not evidence enough. You know, we'll get to it. But first, let's see, even though their parts are switched, how well their faces mesh together. I wonder if it's pretty well. Maybe just change the makeup and eyeliner, do a little bit of plastic surgery, but oh, whoops, you forgot to move the eyebrows because they're in the exact same place. Kind of just like the chins and the lips and the noses. Oh, and speaking of the noses, do you want to see how similar they are? Let's take a look. Yeah, they're a little different. Like, let's just slice off a little of Britney's, but you can see they have the exact same shape, curvature, tone, organization with the rest of their face. When fans even think that she should play Britney in a biopic. You know what the really cool thing is about this? It came out on my birthday, kind of like a little synchronicity to let me know I was on the right track. I get those a lot. But I mean, if she was going to play her, they would have to sound alike. You can't just do a movie without sounding alike. Thank you.
You look very pretty.
Well, thank you.
You've got either I'm.
Thank
You've
you.
got
Irish guy, not your kind of
you've got
Irish.
either.
You have to ask yourself, what are the odds that they would look like and sound alike and even sit alike and have symmetrical faces? And within the first 10 seconds of me looking, I found the exact same placement of the exact same birthmarks. What are those odds? You don't think they're that great? They're not that hard. Not that hard. Maybe we'll see if we can find a third little mark to help. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm sure these are the same people, just like this person.
One time, the dancers had all their choreography mapped out with what they were going to do, this breathing thing. But
It's the same person as this person.
it's a little tricky. I have a friend at home, and he randomly sets me up with people every now and then on dates.
Oh, by the way, did you know that Crispin Glover wasn't even in Back to the Future 2? Not at all. You see, you probably think he was, but nope. It was just someone else instead wearing prosthetics. And the world didn't even know. Entertainment only, people. I'm just a satirical human.
Marty McFly's dad in part 2.
All the lies and deception in the Masonic world of Hollywood music industry. Who are actually trying to hide God from me. I'm just here to entertain.
Really trying to hide from me?
Crazy stories for your entertainment only. And well, knowing that Marilyn became Andy and Brittany became Emily, I thought to myself, can I tie them all in? Because I had seen comparisons of Brittany and Marilyn and even how they're distant cousins, but it was before I knew how long they all lived. So I decided to revisit it, and it didn't disappoint. Amazing symmetry, the eyes in the exact same spot, which I showed you in the very beginning, which is even better. The noses are oh so similar. And again, eyes and eyebrows in the same spot. But she's got that thing again. Remember that I showed you on Andy? Well, it's not the clearest picture. But do you see what I see? Right there. You see those? Very distinct in the same spot. Hole in her face. And I hunted and I hunted and I hunted, and boy was it hard to find 3 clear pictures all showing that hole in the same spot. And I think when she was Andy, it was removed, but there would be a scar there now. They dug it out, and there's the hole. But that's not all that links them. I did my homework, because of course Andy Warhol and Britney Spears are frequently linked conceptually as icons of celebrity spectacle and media obsession. While Andy did not live and create art of Spears, she is often depicted in his signature, vibrant, repetitive pop art style. So the thing of Maryland, they've done a lot of Britney as well. And of course, there's a whole heaping tons of symbolic connection. Britney's career, particularly her overwrought, overused, and oversold image, is seen as a continuation of the Andy Warhol factory model. Even up here, Britney and Andy and Marilyn.
Well, he had that factory, right?
And well, I hit the symmetry. I mean, look at that eyebrow and eye placement. And I hit the smoking gun, and I hit the truth in plain sight, and comparisons. Usually you know where I go next, the wives, but I didn't quite know where to go on this one because it's Maryland, a woman. So I went to the husbands, and well, Arthur Miller I didn't see much on, and Joe DiMaggio I didn't see much on, but James Doherty, her first husband,
Doherty.
that's them, and that's Emily Van Camp and her husband. Here they are, here, and here, and here, and here. And boy, sometimes it's so nice they pose them in the exact same angle and smile, and I don't even need to do any adjusting or anything. It just lines up perfectly. Marilyn's hubby, number 1, and Emily Van Camp, husband. Now I'm running out of time, and I really hope that everything's going to fit, but I appreciate you guys so much. So much love and appreciation. Of course, all this for entertainment purposes. They're all totally unrelated and definitely not sort of undying fallen angels. I don't know if they're the 200 watchers. I think these are the 3rd, because Marilyn and Brittany, she's got to be an angel. But I think all the watchers were 200, so I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm hoping meeting with Uncle Pat.
You probably said 300 underneath there.
In the near future will help. Entertainment only, friends.
What made that was special was that was a members one that I made available to you. Poorly.
I wanted to let them know that it's going to be much easier if you just give us the Legos back now. If you should give us the Legos back, it's going to be a lot easier.
I should have called this. I should have called this.
You guys would prefer the
I should have called this bricks and minifigs.
The hard way, I don't think you guys are really going to like it.
I should have called this bricks and minifigs.
But we're getting it back either way, so it's like you can either you can leave, you come back here.
I should have called this bricks and minifigs. All right. Well, I mean, I'm going to obviously focus on eating my meal now that came. Yeah, you know, and I'm going to tune this up a little bit, my guitar. See, I think it sounds good. Like, you know, like, to get that hum on top of there, right? Because it's a machine. Mm-hmm. You can do that hum off of it. all the mucking around. Just trying to play something sweet, you know. And just let that sit in my mind. Something to loop around. Just jam. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that like, the Lord, I certainly seen like with prayer and effort to let my heart be lighter as I obey and love more. It doesn't mean that I take a lighter stance towards sin. Certainly not. It's that like my love for people is greater. Understanding that I'm among the graced. I'm not. I'm the same as other people in that respect. I get to enjoy the grace of being in the Lord, not an exemption from yeah, I'm no better than anyone else. I'm not exempt on that. But yeah, I I found my peace is in the Lord, and continues to be affirmed. And then along with my philosophy of, embrace, like understanding that the Lord, to obey the Lord is light. It's not heavy. It's like, oh, what did I have to put up with it? No, you can detest the sin. You can detest it in yourself. You can detest it in other people, while remembering to love yourself and love others as well. And understanding that you can have that quiet time with God. And you can ask Him, and to bring you into that peace that He has for you, even if it's past your own understanding, because He understands. So you say, Lord, please bring me into that peace that you have for me that passes my own understanding. In the same way, I don't deserve grace, but you offered it, and I accept that. Thank you. I don't have to understand God to receive His grace. But in what capacity? Because comment said that you do see Him doing things like making the sun and the new day. Like, He doesn't deny that to anybody. It's like, hey, the day is good. It's like, yeah, God didn't deny the good rain, the good sun from anyone. So understand, God's not showing favoritism here. Now, understand, as His child, yes, you do have a crown of favor upon your head, but that's because that's the advantage of knowing God. Not Him knowing He's reaching out for everybody. So it's, there's great advantage into knowing God spiritually for us now and forever. So, so that being in my heart, I just wanted to come on and say that my satisfaction and my joy is in the Lord. He has been sustaining me. Obeying Him really worked out for me. And what is that obedience? And it was more primarily than anything else. It was to love others, that my heart would be light, rather than from a heavy heart trying to serve the Lord. When the Lord's like, look, I died so you can love others, and not understand. The Lord says, my burden is light. Like obeying, like the work, the labor is not manual heavy labor. I've asked you from your spirit to love others. And then you'll find that when you mess up yourself, which you will do, you'll maybe find a little bit more grace you'll be able to offer to yourself, since you've not hardened yourself against others, not allowing anyone else an inch, because, well, I won't mess up, or you don't want to make for yourself a prideful fall for when you fall, understanding that we all do. We are not perfect as God is. We are graced in Christ. Anyway, it just came on to share that, and hopefully the Spirit is shown, that my words will be considered the more. Amen. Have a good day. You'd be better off reading the Bible than listening to me carrying on just rambling. Oh, that's Tyler Hansen, by the way. Like the guy that we were watching, it's Tyler Hansen. And I was showing you a members only video, so not you all don't get access to that. So that was a little special there.